Hello, my name is Connor Short and I'm a first year student studying international business at Leeds University. This is my vlog on my consumer buyer behaviour. Today I will be using a theoretical marketing approach when looking at the watch manufacturer Citizen. Perhaps the first thing to do though is to define consumer buyer behaviour. Kotler and Keller, 2011, defined consumer buyer behaviour as the study of the ways of buying and disposing of goods, services, ideas or experiences by the individuals, groups and organisations in order to satisfy their needs and wants. There are three different buying situations, including routine problem solving, which are very regular purchases and has a very short decision making process, as these products can be impulse or habitual purchases, which then leads on to limited problem solving, which are much less frequent purchases, whereby the consumer thinks about their decision rather more carefully. They tend to be expensive, a little bit more expensive products. And finally, extended problem solving, which are infrequent purchases where the consumer will have a long-term commitment. This tends to hold a serious amount of risk to the purchaser due to the effort required, but crucially in a financial way. Yet these can be conflicted, as some people may regard a purchase that is moderately expensive to be in the limited problem solving category, when in fact it should really be in the routine problem solving category, like my purchase of my watch for example. Yet people can be in different buying situations. I was a 16-year-old boy with a small income from a part-time job, which really from that you can pick on two different scenarios: age and income. The business to consumer decision making process, illustrated clearly by Gosnay and Richardson, 2010, begins with the idea of problem recognition. 2 years ago I had a burning desire to buy a watch, as I loved the look of a large expensive watch on my wrist, with the distinctive colour of silver and grey giving the impression of a luxurious product. My inspiration really came from seeing pilots of the Royal Air Force wearing the type of watch I have due to its incredible accuracy. These two examples can be linked to self-concept theory, whereby the consumer is persuaded to purchase the product due to what is known as aspiration groups. In a journal article called Self-Concept: A Critical Review by Sergey, 1982, he quotes Tucker, 1957, in which Tucker argues consumers' personalities can be defined through product use, in which he states, there has long been an implicit concept that consumers can be defined in terms of either the products that they acquire or use, or in terms of the meanings products have for them, or their attitudes towards products. It can be argued that this closely linked to the idea of conditioning theory by Pavlov. Luxury watch brands like Citizen and Rolex, for instance, sponsor events that have connotations with their brands. For example, Rolex sponsors Formula One, as Formula One has connotations with glamour and luxury. Sponsorships like this really give the impression that if you have a nice watch, that you are part of that group. In the same way, when pilots say they use Citizen watches because they're very accurate, when I saw that and saw the watch, I subconsciously thought of the glamour and the style that inherently comes with being a pilot, particularly in the Royal Air Force. This influenced my decision to buy the watch. Step 2 of business to consumer process is information search, the way in which the consumer finds their product of choice. This has changed dramatically over the years due to technological advances. For example, when I was looking for my watch, I looked online at Watch Shop because I preferred the way I could view the choices I had, and I could easily evaluate the alternatives. This relatively new way of presenting information to the consumer paved the way for manufacturers to display as much information as possible. This level of consumer knowledge is vital for a product that, for me, was in the limited problem-solving category. Now, although there is so much more to talk about, I'm afraid it's time to round up this vlog. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.